Hi all, this is the Mystic Osprey. I did a free write. Corruption of the old systems. The revolution has come into being. I'm here for the philosophical guide and spiritual guide. Everything has been misplaced. It's been delayed way too long and it's been displaced. For the philosophical brain has been washed away for a lot. The structures have been twisted, in which many had built their lives upon false foundations. These secret societies in the shadow government, new structures are needing to be rebuilt after being broken down. For that universe has literally chosen for such a time. These people, certain people, are meant for this time exactly. That's why you hear so many of these chosen ones, this Starseed. That's why there's a revolution happening, because God said it to be so. It makes a lot of people pissed off, because they don't want things to change. But it's normal for evolution. It's been this way for so long that they don't want to change. They feel there's nothing wrong with it. But if you look at the bigger picture, you look at society, you look at the way things are not working in unison and the cogs aren't turning where they should. There's being clogs up in that clock, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there is an issue with the old structures for all of the older traditional way of thinking. And respectfully, I'm just saying, just try to have an open mind here, please. If you don't resonate with what I'm saying, then please move on, okay? This is for people who understand what I'm saying. These chosen ones, okay? God brings them down for a certain purpose, and this is a sign for such a time. Have you seen the signs? Those that cling to the old paradigms, the new age thinking, where love and cooperation replaces competing in fear-based training. God fills and provides the chosen, whatever you want to call them, such indestructible divine light energy, the light holders, the star children, or the black sheep, whatever you want to call them. And God made you, I'm talking to you, these people, these light beings in physical form, made them for a certain purpose. Okay? There will be a great culling of the human tribe. This is a prediction. And don't shoot the messenger. It is better to be aware now of what is to come. This is a prediction, and the chosen ones were sent here to help rebuild after destruction. We need the great minds to come together who resonate with love to bring the new. It will be back to basics at that point. So I would suggest buying, the nature books, like the simple ways to do things, like how to make, MacGyver something into a light bulb or something like that. Like the old ways of doing things. I mean, the grid, for example, has been up for how long? Right? It hasn't been repaired as well as it should. And it's like you don't maintain a bridge. You don't take care of it. You don't paint it. It rusts. It has weak points. You know what I'm saying here? So this is just a prediction. And plus with the population, laws need to be changed. Things need to be changed. It's just time to wake up and be prepared for this before absolute destruction. I'm truth speaker. Just trying to, don't shoot the messenger, please. Please. I just feel like I'm pissing people off and I don't want to. They all need to come together and orchestrate the new. and go back to basics. And this whole time, this is the last great test we've gone through. The past, I would say about 20 years or so, was the last great test of the universe. And the weighing of the heart, so to speak, to see who will do what. It's based upon past actions, how you held your heart, how you shared love, how you helped others without anybody even looking. Or were you seeking clout? Were you seeking money? God chose certain ones that could help with this process. Prediction. The great test. Think back, how were you? Okay? I've been selfless. And regardless of what was said about me in the past, I can assure you that they were wrong. Because if I was anywhere near as bad as they said I was, really, I don't want to get into it, but I mean, I didn't deserve any of that. And neither do any of the other people. So that's why things are changing, because they did it so much that God's like, no. See, I'm still kind of in isolation right now. Like, literally. I'm in my car, or I'm in my home, right? I'm by myself. And for 3 years, this isolation crap, this bullying, keeping me from working. Basically, it's prison. Technological prison. Trying to break me, try to keep me broke. Try to do this, try to do that. You know, if you guys don't know what they do. They isolate you to try to set you up, and you got the corruption. And these people, they came together. And then now it's like the person that started this mess against me, I have a feeling, it's like an inkling that this person is literally trying to like use my story, because they're on the phone constantly, mirroring my phone, and they're trying to take my story for clout. How sick can you be? I mean, for real. For clout, you torture somebody and then take that story and say, oh, poor me. If you did that and you're getting that, that's karma, honey. That's karma. Yeah. 3 years. I had to deal with it for 3 years. You dealt with it for like, what, a month? And you're crying about it? Sorry, but no. I don't give you permission to do that. Sorry. You've done enough. Thank you. I've always had a pure heart. Always. I know it's strange when people are like, no one can be that kind. No one could be that nice. No one could be that way. Yeah, I know I'm different. Whatever. God made me this way and I accept it. Whatever, right? But like I told you before, just now, it's made for a certain purpose. You don't gotta be hating about it. Can't we just agree to disagree and foster cooperation instead of competition? Because I don't compete. I don't have any ill will towards anyone. Why? What's the point? It doesn't get anything done. And I'm not selfish, so why would I just don't get it. Sorry. I don't understand that. To me, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? I know it's different, but hey. See, I didn't even realize this whole world, the spiritual world, the way people were. Yeah, late bloomer, whatever. You can call it shelter in a way, whatever, right? But when I finally woke up to the real, and how shitty things really are, and how people really treat one another, I was like, nah, I'm still going to be the example of what I want to see. That was my decision. A family of 9 years with 2 kids, 2 young kids anyway. You know, I was focused on being a mother. That's all I did. I focused on being a mother. I spent every day being a mother and taking care of my family. I was not out on the streets. I was not doing anything that they said. I can only imagine what they said. But no. for clout, to fit in, friendship, jump on the bandwagon. Oh, everyone's doing it, let's just do it. Right? I'm not going to get into that anyway. Sorry. It just wasn't fun. I suffered. The pain, I still feel it. Okay? It's unbearable. Most people would break. I can tell you right now. And I'm not saying that to get attention. I'm just literally saying it was like the worst pain ever. And I think I'd rather be stabbed, metaphorically, rather than deal with that again. The emotional pain, the mental effery. Anyway, it needs to stop. And all those systems are being torn down. And they will fall. They will. It was unknown to me when I came out into the world like that. With the disaster happen. Being abandoned, being homeless. And like, what the F? What happened? Why? Jealousy. Greed. And I had no idea. Sideswiped. Yeah. They wanted to keep me broke, busted, and disgusted, even though I wasn't. But as long as I look that way, as long as I look like the third party, right? Who's obsessed, even though I wasn't. Okay. Trying to break me. But when I vent because of this pain, I'm very, it's like punching a pillow. Or whatever you do to vent, right? It's healthy. I happen to swear. I happen to go in a quiet place or my own space, and I swear. I vent. That's what I do, okay? And to judge me, because I know that, the spies, especially in a trailer that's hooked up to the dark web. Yeah. There's nothing I can do about it. What am I going to do? I don't know where else to live. But, yeah, they're judging me on that. Oh, look, she got a terrible mouth. She got a foul mouth. She swears she's awful. She can't be a good person. No, I'm a very good person. But you know why I'm acting that way? It's because it hurts. And it's venting. And what are you doing in my personal space anyway? Isn't that illegal? I'm just saying. Please don't judge me on that. I don't swear in front of people. I'm very respectful of people. I'm very kind to people. In my last post, I do. I go out of my way to make them smile. I tell them jokes. Because I'm not going to complain to somebody else and put my bullshit on somebody else. Because I know they have their own problems. I'd rather bring happiness. I'd rather bring a good example. Brighten someone's day. Lift people up. Because that is what I do. And that is what I've been trying to do. But for some reason, somebody's all butthurt keeping me offline. Messing with the likes, messing with the views, or even just being on my phone and preventing me from posting, keeping me on a hamster wheel where I think it's real when I know it's not. So that you can use the content there, girly. Huh? Okay. I will never give up on my life. I will never give up on my kids' lives or my family's lives. I will never give up. Never. I do not manipulate. I don't have to. And I understand being a true speaker might also mean being alone. I'm fine with that. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's time to evolve. Come get the keys. God has given the chosen the maps, the keys on what to do, how to act, how to move, especially through a trying time. Of course they do. They're light bearers, right? They're around. And instead of trying to destroy them, these secret societies and sucking off like vampires, using them as little batteries and whatnot, try working with them. That was the intent. To learn from each other. Cooperate. It's a lot better. It's a better way. Just saying. Just saying. These secret societies, they need to change to survive. Things are changing right before your eyes. They seem to think there's nothing wrong. But you must see things as they are and not how you want them to be. Just because you don't want something to change doesn't mean it doesn't need to. I mean, have a higher perspective, like I said. And again, you do not have my permission to use my energy. And you didn't before either. And I call all that was stolen in the past back to me. And what was for me back to me. Did not have my permission. This energy of the stars. You can work with us. Things are needing balance. And God sent these beings down in human form to help. Just doing that. Everything in every structure needs to basically evolve. And I've been saying this for quite a while. For example, the school systems. You know, a lot of the classes and a lot of the things they should be teaching in schools about the life of today just simply is not taught. So a new curriculum, new classes, you know, about how to survive in the world today. It's better for youth. I think that you should put spirituality back in schools. It shows respect. You know, I don't know if they do the Pledge of Allegiance anymore, but I'm just saying, like these things that were in school. I mean, I think the 1960s was the last year that they actually had like God, church in school. And then ever since then, look how it's declined. Because they took God out of everyday life. Like that. Yeah, they made it an option. But at least when it was in school, it taught children about a higher power. Or at least respect or the fear of God. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that God. But I'm just saying spirituality in general. Like positive. In what it is. Because it's the same. Like it's part of the everyday world as you and me. It really is. It's just the other half. Right? You don't have to agree. But if you do, hey. No hate. No beef, yo. I mean, think about it. We could make things so much better if we just tweak things. You know? Taught to prepare. Like, Common Sense 101. That would be my best class. Common Sense 101. Hi, kids. You know? That's a little joke, but I'm kind of serious, kind of not, you know. But of these actions, a few has caused echoes, ripples, and an effect that has affected many. So this is another thing. It goes back to the tribes of Abraham. And if you want to look back, it's like the first people, right? And whatever happens with this people, this group, the main people, it echoes. You ever notice how there's similar things going on within different levels of society? You notice that there's similar things going on? Do you think that's a coincidence? It's not. It echoes. So you have this big group of people that decided to act in a certain way, and it just rippled through, affecting others, because basically with the web of life, we're connected in that way, through energies, and everything is energy. So, the delay has been many years now because of these people, these secret societies holding these messengers, these workers back that were supposed to complete a job, already been started and well established in these jobs. And instead, they fed into greed, lust, and brought the grave imbalance to the world. If we don't fix this now, like this whole destiny swapping crap, we're going to trade places. You know, it's the most ridiculous concept. I mean, I get it. But it's basically due to jealousy, envy, and greed. Not truly understanding and understanding the repercussions of these actions. And this goes back to the 12 tribes again. God has a plan and an order to maintain the cohesive, balanced system of Mother Gaia, of Earth, causing this chaos by holding these people back. Stability and other structures in this web-like network of energy, this world that we live in. Everything's connected in a way. And within a decade, these systems we have already built and we've been living on for a very long time have become more and more unstable. Some are even false foundations based upon money, selfishness, greed, and instead of what is for all of, what is best for all, it was only best for a few. And that had its own repercussions, you know. Using the manipulation, the emotional, mental abuse, sociopathic narcissism, thinking about yourselves and manipulating things, causing trauma when there didn't need to be any. These fancy and these fantasies, these lies, built these foundations without an ounce of truth or half-truths. They're still lies. Loyalty, instead of loyalty, love, kindness, the bonds that can stand the test of time. And simply wanting to pull the strings like a puppet master. These falsehoods, and even turning authorities against the people they were supposed to protect. Instead of the symbol of safety and security, they turned the perception into oppression and abuse of power for money. Family and friends were turned into enemies, causing great separation, isolation, the disconnection with concerned people are labeled. Concerned people are labeled jealous. Yeah. Or crazy. You're insane. Just to continue this sick, twisted plan for money. This person can't know about this. It's absolutely not. I mean, this person is diabolically insane. The mastermind. Right? These main three. Which two were the main two? A man and a woman, in my case. Could be two women, could be two men. Whatever. Starts with two. And then they take the third on as either a scapegoat. Because they don't tell him everything. Him, her, whoever. They don't tell them everything. But it's the power of three. Power of three. It's sick. I'm well aware of the plan. And I'm well aware of the plan that God, universe, Most High, the Father, has for many of us. I am a guide. Again, there will be a great fall if things don't change. Great destruction to make a way to rebuild and restructure the systems for peace and harmony. It needs to happen eventually. I mean, Rome fell, right? How many societies, how many civilizations were there in the past? A lot of them are just not even accounted for. The rise and the fall. Yeah. Heed my warnings, yo. I'm telling you. That's what Spirit tells me. Don't shoot the messenger again. And it always starts this way, too, in the societies that it came up. Always with a small group, and then it echoes. And the advice is to jump ship now. You must take the steps to heal. stabilize and to find inner self, inner peace, where the divine map is written basically on your soul, on your heart. Mercy is obtained once one proceeds to start on the destined path written for them. And for those who have been blocking these chosen paths from other people, these missions are supposed to be on the path. You must simply move aside at this time. It is time to move. And this is the last warning from God, universe, spirit. A great change is needed. It has been predicted in songs, in poems, in dreams, all throughout this civilization. Creativity through the years have foretold what will happen. Even some of the movies. Those are predictions. Pay attention. If this does not happen and start moving into the correct paths, it just won't be good. Put it that way. It won't be good. So this is, advice and a warning. Make this decision now, please. We must foster love. We must accept change for the better for all, not just for a few. We must plan new and restructure the major systems, even in the government, law, schools, medicine. A better way of life will happen afterward. I mean, it's going to happen eventually anyway. It's just, how do you want it to fall? How do you want it to change? It could be drastic. Choose the hard way or the easy way. It's like anything else in life, right? And this is just on the greater scale. I hope this message gets out because it's on a greater scale. I mean, think about what I'm saying. It makes sense, right? So many people are so self-absorbed into their own personal bubble, their own lives, that they're not looking around. And for the people who are, and the people who can see from a higher perspective and say, look, hello, wake up, everyone. We need to work together for this because, hey, I need help. Or we need to do this now. It starts with self first. You must know thyself. Love thyself. At least like thyself. And that heals your area. That heals your life around you, which will in turn heal other people. And then healing Mother Earth. Makes sense to me. And just try to see the bigger picture in this, okay? Please. And that was a message. Cleanse. Cleanse. Hope that helped. Till next time, God bless.